How's it going, guys? It's Coach Justin and I'm joined by Coach Travis. We're here to show you guys the moves that you do often with us in our training program, and we just want to give you some coaching cues to make sure you do these moves safe as possible. All right, so on the squat, the main important thing is to make sure you're just having your legs spaced out enough. Obviously, sometimes people squat too close together. That's no good. And as you go into the squat position, you want your hips going back. All right, hips going back. All right, and that puts all the weight on the quads, which is what we're working in a squat, right? We're working those quads and we want to get the muscle burn there. And the beauty of the kettlebell and doing a goblet squat is it forces you to keep your chest up. And go ahead and turn to the side so they can see it and see what it looks like. All right, that's how we don't want to do squats. You're going to have knee pain. How we do want to do squats, show them with the hips going back, the difference. Notice, okay, the knees right over the toes. That's going to keep your joints friendly. All right, so we're going to go to the deadlift. Why don't you stay in that position? Now with the deadlift, it's a hinge difference. So notice with the squat, I almost say it's more like an elevator. You're going down and then you're coming back up. With the hinge, you're gonna go side to side, all right? One of my favorite cues about this is imagine that you're having your car door open and you're moving your hips back. Why don't you show them? Like if their car door is open and you're using your butt to close the car door, right? That's how you would do it. So that's a hinging movement. And I know sometimes it's hard for people to grasp that movement versus a squat. So that's why we want to make it very visual. So if you were doing a kettlebell deadlift, go ahead and grab the kettlebell. You would push the hips back and then you would drive the hips forward as you come up. All right, you're squeezing your glutes right here. And then you should feel that stretch on the back of your leg, your hamstring, because that's what this exercise works, is it works your hamstring. Let's move to a pull. All right, with a pull, we're going to go into a single arm row. And you're going to notice Travis got a flat back. As he pulls his elbow up, he's working his upper back. Okay, that's how we want a row to look. We want to have nice control, pull with the upper back muscles. That's what's going to help you tone that part of your body. We don't want to see on a row is we don't want to see a rounded back. So why don't you just show them a couple of reps with a rounded back. So you're tucking your chin in, your back is kind of in a rounded fashion, and you're rowing, and that's going to hurt your neck and hurt your back, and then straighten it out. Notice it's like an airplane could take off from this back because it's straight, all right? It's like an airstrip. That's how we want it to look, all right? Now let's go into a push position for the push-ups. We'll show upright first, like show your hands how they need to be. So on a push-up, notice his elbows are tight. That's good position. Now show wrong position, all right? They'd be wide. You're gonna feel that in your shoulders if you do your push-ups like that. But if you tighten them up close to your torso and you push through, you're gonna have more activation from your chest and just from your torso, okay? So now let's see it on the ground. Come on over, let's look over above on Travis now and see what that looks like. So this is a good position. Go ahead and go into a push-up. Again, notice the angle of the elbows. They're going out 45 degrees. He's gonna push up. Okay, we're getting a lot more chest activation, and that's a good push-up. All right, do it one more. Now let's show them what it looks like with bad form. Now if your elbows were going out, okay, see how that, we went out horizontally out to the side, and that's gonna really bother your shoulder. I guess flip back to the prone position. This is a position that is gonna be used a lot. You're gonna do it in mountain climbers or plank jacks or all kinds of things. So what you wanna do is make sure you just have a flat back. You don't wanna have the hips up. Go ahead and show what that looks like. Sometimes people do mountain climbers like that. Notice where all the weight is going, right? Down on your shoulders and then down to your wrists. This is where people typically talk about wrist pain, and it's because they're pushing all their weight on their wrists. So get in a nice balanced position with your feet balanced out. Final one we'll show you guys is the lunge, all right? So we're gonna go into a lunge. Travis, go into a reverse lunge, step back. So on a lunge, we're gonna have the knee go right over the hips, okay? So it's a perfect 90-degree angle, and then the front leg is 90-degree angle. A reverse lunge is where you're doing this, but you're alternating your reps. So you go left leg, right leg. That would be like a lunge type of exercise. Now, let's see how it looks doing it incorrectly, where it's gonna cause pain, right? It's gonna be when you lunge and your knees go forward and they're way over the ankle. See that sharp? And even his heel came off. That's gotta be painful, dude, so you can stop that. But then the other one is where actually you'll notice it this way. Yeah, face the camera. Do it correct or you can start it incorrect. Notice how he kind of looks like he's walking on a tightrope. His feet and his front and back leg are kind of lined up with each other. What we actually want is your feet to stay spaced out even though you're stepping back. That creates that split squat effect and really helps to keep your hips healthy. All right, when you line up your feet front and back, your hips are narrowed in and you're gonna feel that pain in your hips. All right, so That's how you do the lunge correctly. So those are the movements we use a lot. I know that was a mouthful and that was a lot to take in. We'll remind you how to do them correctly, but this is just a crash course on those popular movements. We will see you at your next workout.